Folks, my name is Danny Jugan, and welcome to the Axis Football 2021 Feature Reveal video series. Today we're going to be taking a look at customization and the new features you can expect to see in that area for Axis 21. In future videos in this series, we'll cover gameplay changes, franchise mode changes, and changes to mods, as well as other various things. Without further ado, let's get right into it. We're looking at the new start screen for Axis 21, and we can go ahead and pop into the main menu. And for the customization section, we're going to be looking under this create screen here. And we're going to pull up the team suite. So this is brand new in 2021. You have the option here to create a brand new team from scratch or edit an existing team. We're going to pop into edit existing team for right now, and it'll pull up the 36 teams that come standard with Axis Football. This does not include any teams that you might mod. Those will show up here as well, but we're going to cover mods in a separate video. So for now, I'm just going to pick one of the teams. So here we're going to be editing Atlanta, and in years past, if you played previous versions of Axis Football, we had several editors, like a uniform editor, a player editor, and that sort of thing, and those were stored in separate locations. Starting in 2021, all of those individual team editors are going to be housed under a team suite, which is what we see here. In all of these editors, you'll be able to change various facets about the team. So if you want to change the team name, all of that can be done here. Colors, logo, uniform roster, field, and place selection. And we'll get through all of these individually, but I think the best way to do it is actually by going in and creating our own team. So I'm going to back out, pop into Team Suite again, and I'm going to go create new team. Now, when this does it, it's automatically going to create some standard values for the team. It's going to select a random logo and that sort of thing, but you can go in and change it all, and that's what we'll do here. So let's come up to details, and let's get a name for our team. We added keyboard support for the on-screen keyboard, so you can click on the individual buttons. Controller support for this if you'd like to use that, or you can type it in if you've got a keyboard hooked up, depending on the platform you're working on, obviously. So let's, I live near Charlotte, so let's go Charlotte for the team, and well, let's go Charlotte Cyclones, and we'll go CLT for Charlotte. Okay, so let's click accept here. We see that populates up here, and we can go in here to our colors. Let's pick our colors for our team. Now, you can go in and edit the colors individually. So if you just want a darker shade or a lighter shade, you can do that. This moves it by 10. This moves it by 1. It'll also pre-populate colors that are related to the team that you have. So if you want to just go with a gray, you can do that here. You can easily select colors there. You can also select pre-made color templates. We want to make this as easy as possible for you guys, especially those of you that use controllers, or you might not be familiar with how RGB works or hex codes or any of that stuff. So we've got pre-made templates for you. We got a bunch of these. So we have our standard Axis teams. This is the American football. You might see on Sunday some of these teams, and you can cycle through the different pages. These are all of the team colors used. Here's college, so this would be the Atlantic Conference, different conferences in college football. We have the Canadian football semi-pro leagues. These are some of the leagues you might have seen recently. We can't name too many things, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure out where these teams came from just by looking at some of the names. Even we have some of the European leagues and country teams, like from the Olympics. So lots of different stuff to choose from. Let's go in and we'll grab Carolina because that's closest to Charlotte. So let's go ahead and grab these, and you see it automatically selects those, and then we're going to go accept. Next thing we're going to do is let's pick out a logo. So again, what we've done with these logos is these are stock ones that you can edit. We've got dozens and dozens of these separated by different categories. So we want to be the Cyclones. So let's see, we've got kind of a cyclone here. We've got this one here as well. Let's go with this one. And so we got that. And It'll automatically populate it with the colors. We can change these around if you want. So if I want to go white instead of the gray, we can do that. Even if I want to switch the colors around, it makes it super easy to do so. If I wanted to like swap the gray and the blue, I can do that as well. Okay, so lots of different options for you guys. Let me kind of set this back to where it was. And let's go on to the next thing. Uniforms. So uniform, we had a separate uniform editor last year. We've kind of overhauled it this year, added lots of cool stuff. This will be a little bit different depending on whether you're looking at a built-in team to Access Football or whether you're creating your own team. So right here, because we have created this team ourselves, it's going to come stocked with 2 pre-made uniforms, a home and an away. And we can go in here and edit these. So if we want to, let's say we want to edit our helmet, we can do that here, and you can use the controls left and right to spin the player to take a look. We've got a bunch of different helmet styles with different stripes, all kind of different things. So if we want to go with that, change the color of our helmet to the darker blue. We can change the stripes to lighter blue. Lots of customization options here. Different helmet finishes, matte, a chrome, and a regular. You can turn the visor on and off just to see how it's going to look on different players. Jersey is going to be a lot of the same thing too. We've got different jersey styles that you can edit, change the colors around. This we're editing the sleeves here. If we want to do, change the colors, this shows you kind of how it looks on whether you're using arm sleeves, arm bands. Pants, we've got kind of a similar setup, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but pants are the same thing here that we did before. And fonts, you can adjust the fonts that you see on the back of the jersey, as well as the number fonts on the front. We've got lots of different options here. So if we wanted to do some sort of stripe, we can adjust the outline of the colors, outline of the numbers, as well as the color of the outline, whether those outlines show. Lots of different stuff there. I won't be able to see that because that's the same color of the jersey. But if I change the number to white and turn the outer one on, you can see you've got a lot of different stuff that you can do with changing around the styles of the numbers. So we'll move on from there. If we want to save this, we can save it. If we try to save it as home, ask us if we want to override the home uniform. We'll say yes, and that is now our home uniform. And so you can go in there and you can add new ones. If I were to type in a different name there, it would simply add it. So if I wanted to create an alternate or even a whatever kind of uniform you wanted to create, that will populate there. I am going to pop out real quick and show you when you go into a team that exists already and you go into uniforms, it will show you the base uniforms that come with the team. So here, these are shown as base. Those are uniforms that are only going to be available for that team. And then you get into the ones that are shared that can be edited all over. Just wanted to cover that briefly. So we'll go back in, we'll go to edit existing team, and you'll see now because we've created the Carolina Cyclones, it's going to populate in our list here. So we were looking at logo, we did uniforms. Going into roster, this is same as the player editor that we had previously, although we did make some adjustments to it. So if we go into like edit personal info, you can now change the position of the player. That was one thing that was often requested last year, so we did get that added in. Moving on to the next customization feature for our team suite is we have a field, and this is brand new in 2021. So pulling this up, this is going to allow us to specify what do we want the home field to look like when we're playing at home with this team. So we can keep it as a stadium default, or we can select baseball fields. We've got different styles of dirt. We've got grass and turf and different styles for how the field is painted. And then we can also select what we want our end zone to look like. Lots of different options here, from diagonal lines to patterns and stripes and all that sort of stuff. So you can see there's 59 different options here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but this is a cool thing that you can do, specifying how you want the field to look in for this team. The final thing we've got in the team suite is our brand new play selection modifier here. And what this does as we get into this is going to allow you to adjust the weight for play calling and play calling categories given the specified down and distance. Okay, so if we look at this, we see two selectors up here, one on the top left, one on the top right. So this is offense first down. So when we're on offense and it's first down, if it's 3 or fewer yards, this is the weights that are going to be used to select the place. Okay, so if we want to run more when it's first and close, maybe there was a penalty on first down to get us here, we can adjust that there. So let's pop over to third down and let's go third and short. So if it's 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 7, this is what's going to be used. Okay, so this is going to allow us to scale up the run and pass. So if we want to, well, let's say we're a kind of a West Coast offense and we're going to be running a lot of short pass plays. We can pull this down to, let's run the ball 40% of the time and pass the ball 60% of the time. And you see these plus ones here. That shows you values that need to be added in order for this to be valid. So this will have to add up to 100 because you're either running or passing. And then what we see down here is if a run play is selected, either it's going to be an inside run or an outside run. And these values, again, will add up to 100. So if you want to run the ball inside more on third and short, you would adjust this number and obviously adjust this one as well. Same thing for passing down here. If a pass play is selected, one of these 5 categories, either it's going to be a short, mid, or deep pass, or it's going to be a screen pass or play action pass. These values, again, will add up to 100. And the indicators on the left side will help you make sure you get to that value. Okay, so this gives you lots of control over the play calling. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like to actually go through and play their games. They like to simulate them. They like to spectate or watch them. And this is a way for them to have some control over what's happening on the field with regards to the play calling. There's also a lot of sim leagues out there that have individual members that are responsible for teams. This is a way that they can adjust these values and have some control over their play calling on the field. There's also options for defense. So again, we have the same set of defense. So if we look at defense, third down, there's third and close, third and short, third and medium, third and long. And these are the various defenses that you can be in given given down and distance. Okay, so you're thinking being man coverage, man zone double, which is a mix of man and zone, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, and then whether or not you're going to do a man blitz or a zone blitz. These are the percentages, and again, these all will add up to 100. Okay, so let's pop back out, and I am going to wrap up the video there. That kind of gives you guys a quick overview of the customization. I know a lot of you have been very eager to be able to create your own teams inside of the game with the in-game interface without having to deal with mods or anything. We still 100% support mods, and we're going to have our own dedicated video going over the changes to mods and some of the improvements that we've put in. And again, we will be covering improvements on gameplay and franchise mode as well in future videos. So thanks for tuning in. We're excited to go over the rest of the new features for Axis 21, and I will be back in the next video.